Hey folks, welcome into NFL Daily Power Rankings Edition. Cam Rogers with you alongside your analyst, Tom Downey. We're counting you down from number 32 all the way to number 1. Of course, we hate every single team that you are a fan of.
Yes, good point. Even if you're the number 1 overall team, we still don't like you.
We still hate you. And hey, by the way, we're on YouTube Live as well as Facebook Live. Gregory in the comments section on YouTube
was preemptively correct.
He's saying the rankings don't lie.
Yes.
So don't be disappointed. We love when people are commenting even before the show goes live.
It might be ironic if Gregory disagrees with it, right?
Yes, that would be very ironic. All right, folks, let's get into the latest NFL rumors first, and we'll start things off with Mark Ingram. Tom, recently suspended. Does he want a new contract now?
That's what it seems to be, which is just like, this is such terrible timing for Mark Ingram. So apparently he's been away from the Saints. He's not going to do any of the voluntary offseason workouts. So 3 heads on this one because coming from Ian Rappaport, it does seem very likely. Would explain why Ingram's not showing up with the voluntary stuff there. It's just, it's so perfect. Like, get suspended for PEDs. Oh, by the way, I want a new contract.
Timing's everything, Tom.
Yeah, that's rough timing there. And oh, by the way, I don't know if he would have got it anyway because the Saints had this kid named Alvin Kamara who's really, really good. Just throwing that one out there.
All right, let's get to rumor number 2 and also about Mark Ingram. The Saints want to trade him, or have they tried to?
So this came from the same report from Rappaport who said that they may have shopped him.
Okay.
But no one's going to trade for a halfback who just got suspended. So 1 head on this one there. Had he not been suspended, it might have made a little more sense. It's not the first time we've heard trade rumors around Mark Ingram. We heard them last offseason when they had Adrian Peterson and they drafted Alvin Kamara, and then Adrian Peterson wasn't good, and they went with the two-headed duo of Ingram and Kamara, and it worked wonders there. He's in the last year of his deal, hence the wanting to give a new contract. So he's not going to get traded with the suspension, but if Kamara absolutely shines, maybe the Saints revisit it before the NFL trade deadline.
All right, you see the 1 Goodell head there. Let's explain what those heads mean. 0 Goodell heads is fake news. 1 Goodell head, small shred of truth to the rumor. 2 Goodell heads, people are talking. 3 heads, more probable than not. And then 4 heads, it's fact news. Let's get to rumor number 3 here. Victor Cruz, is he making a comeback to the NFL, Tom?
Yeah, don't get your hopes up there, Victor. It's just not going to happen. So we're going to give it 1 in because he still believes. Victor still thinks it could happen. He said that he's heard from some NFL teams about playing again, but, I mean, why? Why would you want Victor Cruz right now? Like, there just isn't any sense to bring on Cruz right now as an NFL player because he's just not good anymore, Cam. Like, he couldn't make the Bears roster as a wide receiver. When the Giants got decimated, they didn't bring him back. So Cruz is going to try and hold out hope here, but he himself has said, I have a deadline. Once I hit that deadline, I'll retire. And I think that deadline might be once the NFL season starts because at this point, he's just not going to make it back to the NFL.
Victor, leave Kurt Warner to the comeback, all right?
Oh, come on, Cam.
All right, let's get to rumor number 4. Terrell McClain to the Dallas Cowboys. Tom, he's touring a little bit here.
I'm actually going to give this one 3 heads, not the normal 2. I would actually be surprised if McClain doesn't end up with the Cowboys. The two know each other very well. The two sides, I should say, know each other very well because McClain played several years for the Cowboys. Dallas has a big hole on the defensive line at that one technique position. Yeah, McClain did not play well for the Redskins. He was not a fit in a 3-4 scheme there. So I'm going a little bit rogue here, Cam, by giving it 3 heads when we get these types of things.
It's interesting, yeah.
But I would be actually a little bit surprised if Terrell McClain is not signed. It's a perfect fit, fit-wise, and it's a perfect fit money-wise, and I think need-wise for the Cowboys. So I'll give it 3 heads. This is his last visit of the three that he's had. He's in Dallas tonight and maybe tomorrow as well. I think he's going to sign by Friday.
He may not leave without a deal. All right, that's the latest with Terrell McClain. Let's go to rumor number 5 here. Courtney Upshaw to perhaps the Philadelphia Eagles, firmly in the rumor category here, Tom. 2 heads. It's actually kind of surprising he's still available.
Is it though? Like he has such a weird career path of an outside linebacker for Alabama, was drafted by the Ravens, a high pick there, and then he plays mostly defensive tackle now. It's such a weird career path for Upshaw. So the reason the Eagles have some interest there, Timmy Jernigan, he had surgery. They're looking for more depth. Upshaw gives you that versatility to play outside and some inside as well.
Let's go to rumor number 6 here. Brandon Marshall to the Seattle Seahawks, perhaps. A visit is in place, Tom?
Yes, that's what's going to happen. So Marshall is going to go visit Seattle. So 2 heads on this one in that rumor category. Seattle has shown a lot of interest in wide receivers, but if I can be frank, Cam, and then you can be Sammy, with the Seahawks, do you really want Brandon Marshall? Like in all seriousness, do you want Brandon Marshall?
Are you desperate for Brandon Marshall is probably the better question.
I actually don't know if Seattle is. Like, I know they lost Paul Richardson, but they have some decent players. I know that they lost a big factor in Jimmy Graham, but there are also better receivers on the market.
You mean to tell me Marcus Johnson can step up on that depth chart?
No, I don't, but I think Marcus Johnson's like 5th or 6th. So do you want Marshall to be, in reality, your 4th receiver? Oh, by the way, maybe he's cursed. He's never been to the NFL playoffs either.
Something tells me that maybe he could mesh well with Russell Wilson there.
But he was bad with the Giants. Like, even before he got hurt, he was just bad. So
he's certainly limited nowadays.
Yes,
no
I kind of fear that it's done for Brandon. He just doesn't have it in him anymore.
All right, hit us up in the comments section about Brandon Marshall. Let's go to rumor number 7 here. Cliff Avril returning to the NFL here, Tom, and of course, recently accepted a job as a radio host.
Yeah, I'm not going to give it fake news. I'm going to give it the one head because Avril says that teams have called him, and I actually do believe it. I could definitely see teams calling his agent, calling even Seattle's doctor saying, hey, what's going on with his neck injury? How bad is it? And of course, Avril says, yeah, it's pretty bad. I'm not going to be able to play. So if he gets cleared, then I could see him returning. And I could see that being the case where he's cleared, a team takes a shot on him, maybe he kind of bounces back, even though I don't think he will end up doing that. But in all likelihood, it's the reason it's the one head. I think he's going to stick with that radio job in Seattle.
All right, there you go.
Pretty good gig there for him, too.
Certainly not a bad gig at all. Hey, we have fun doing it on TV
yes, we do.
Digital. All right, let's go to Tyrod Taylor, perhaps playing over Baker Mayfield. This makes sense with the 3 Goodell heads here.
Mm-hmm. So with Cleveland, and he is going to start the year, I think. And I think the room where things could change is that is maybe you have a situation where Tyrod Taylor is bad or the Browns are bad, and that's where Baker Mayfield gets started on. But Hugh Jackson wants to win right now, and he firmly believes that Tyrod Taylor gives him the best chance to win right now. I don't know how much I believe that. I think Baker Mayfield is pretty pro-ready, but I do see a scenario where you see the Browns definitely start with Tyrod Taylor. That's why it's 3 heads, and then they do something else as well.
All right, so with that, who should the Browns start at quarterback? Hit your votes with the hearts and likes, respectively. Tyrod Taylor, Baker Mayfield are your options. Yeah, we didn't put in Drew Stanton, so you're going to have to pick Tyrod or Baker, ladies and gentlemen. So be sure to let us know.
Yeah, he's not an option.
Yeah.
Baker or Tyrod.
He's definitely not. So
I am always on Team Baker.
Expand upon yourselves in the comments section as well, and we'll be sure to feature any of the nice comments, not the mean comments, here on the broadcast. Let's go to the next rumor on our list here, and we're talking about Corey Coleman here. Are the Browns going to trade him, Tom? We're going to give this 2 Goodell heads.
I think that there's a possibility here. I don't think it'll end up happening, and that's why it's only got the 2 heads here. But I think with the Browns and Corey Coleman, they have a lot of different receivers that they've brought in now. Remember, they drafted Antonio Callaway pretty early here. So I don't know if you'll see him dealt, and the report from the plain dealer was they would do it for a decent offer, which of course begs the question, well, what's a decent offer for Corey Coleman? And I actually don't know what it is.
I don't either.
Because he's been hurt. He has not been the player everyone thought he was going to be. So is a decent offer like a 4th or a 3rd round pick? If that's the case, like maybe some receiver needy teams, Cowboys, Bills, should make a phone call. If it's like a 2nd round pick, it's like, oh, no way, I have no interest in doing that there. So I don't know what the proper value is for Corey Coleman, Cam, and that's kind of why I am, confused in general as to what he's actually going to end up getting in the end.
I think he's a good player. He just hasn't had the repetitions.
The injuries have been such a big factor on that end. That's the problem for me.
Right. 9 games last year, Tom. 10 games the year before. So has yet to surpass up to 11 games in a season. So we're still waiting for a full campaign for Corey Coleman, and perhaps the Browns are looking into the possibility of trading him for a decent offer, whatever that decent offer is.
Decent offer. Look, they are open to hearing about anyone on the roster because of the new front office, but I don't know if you're actually going to see a big-time trade there.